Welcome to the 31st Max Reed swim meet here at Attleboro High School. Peter Gay, Art Chase, and our Jewelry City Communications crew on hand. Art, we've been here now, I think, 4 straight years. This keeps getting better and better. The 2001 edition should be really exciting.
Yeah, every year there's something different, and it's amazing that every year we see new meet records. And look for them today. The teams have not started tapering yet. However, every year they seem to be up for this meet, and we see personal bests, but also we see meet records fall year after year. And one of the premier matches that we're going to see matchups is going to be between Weston High School and Bishop Feehan as far as the swimmers. Casey Cronin, Niles Madison, for 4 years running, this being the 4th year. That has been one of the most exciting events, and we really look forward to that. And a number of big swimmers from all the schools. Certainly Weston High School is going to be the favorite. Hendricken High School, Bishop Feehan should be right up there. However, their freshman phenom, P.J. Sullivan, is not here right now. He broke his wrist, will not be competing, so that's going to put a big damper on Bishop Feehan as far as them being able to compete with Hendricken and Weston.
A number of meet records we may witness today. You mentioned Casey Cronin. How about the 50-yard free?
Well, last year, Zinga Davis, and when you talk about Zinga Davis, you have to also talk about Niles Madison. I mean, these are 2 swimmers from Weston High School. To let you know how good they are, the Eastern Invitational, which is held out in Long Island, Weston High School was involved in that. That involves schools from all over New England, from also New Jersey and New York. Well, Weston High School won that. It was Niles Madison and Zinga Davis were the co-MVPs. So 2 very exciting swimmers. And once again, these are kids that are going somewhere. You're going to hear about them if you follow swimming. Once they graduate from high school, these kids are going on. They'll be swimming at Division I programs. Excellent swimmers, and one of the best meets that we're going to see, or that anybody can see all year long, is right here at the Max Reed.
Also, you will not see for the first time since I can remember, girls swimming against the boys. In Massachusetts, of course, the girls swim in the fall, the boys swim in the winter. That hasn't been the case in Rhode Island. Actually, it's still the case. They both swim in the winter, but they don't swim against each other.
Yeah, they finally split that off, and we've been asking year after year, because that was one of the surprises when we first came here to this meet 4 years ago, is there was girls competing, and certainly there were some excellent girls, but they didn't get recognized because they were swimming against the Niles Madisons, the Casey Cronins, and really didn't have much of a chance. Well, now Rhode Island has split that off. The girls compete in a similar meet, the Bayview Invitational, and that is their Max Reed meet. But when the state meets come, when the dual meets come, in Rhode Island now, the girls compete against the girls, and I'll tell you, that's only fair, and I'm sure the girls can be that much more competitive. It's got to be discouraging when you really don't have a chance to win an event because you're swimming against these Casey Cronins, Niles Madison, and so forth.
Our last heat of the day, and this should be one heck of a race.
This is the race for the past, this being the 4th year that we look forward to.
Lane number 1, Mike Rochette of Mount St. Charles High School. Lane number 2, Joey Began of Hendricken High School. P.J. Sullivan of Feehan is a scratch, is he? Yes, he is, because he injured his wrist. Lane 4, Niles Madison of Weston High School. Lane 5, Casey Cronin of Bishop Feehan. Robert Schotter of Hendricken in lane 6. Sammy Kwok of Weston in lane 7. And right next to him, brother Paulie Kwok of Weston in lane 8.
Boy, this is a great meet. We've seen, this being the 4th year, we're seeing a tremendous battle between Niles Madison and Casey Cronin. Casey Cronin has the meet record that he set last year against Niles Madison. However, Niles Madison has had some terrific swims and has some of the best times actually in the state right now. And if I'm not mistaken, he does have the fastest time in the state at 1:56.12 so far this year.
They are in the water, and Casey Cronin has a slight lead over Niles Madison as they touch the wall for the first time.
Now, Casey Cronin has started swimming butterfly this year. We saw him initially, he was a breaststroker. Last year, he was very strong in the freestyle. Now he is swimming butterfly, and you can see him opening up that lead.
He has almost a full body length lead over Niles Madison, currently in 3rd place in lane 6. Is Jason Korsmeyer. Nope, I'm on the wrong page. My apology there. There we go.
Yeah.
Robert Schotter of Hendricken in lane 6.
Now, Niles Madison is a backstroker, so he should be making up time. Watch the two turns that these two swimmers do. Casey Cronin transitioning to the breaststroke will touch the wall. Niles Madison will turn over on his stomach and flip, giving him a little bit of an advantage. Casey Cronin swimming the style that you swim in USS swimming, and Niles Madison swimming what you're allowed to do at the high school level.
You can hear the teammates over on the wall urging on their swimmer in the water. They come out of the water, maybe a shoulder length lead for Casey Cronin as they approach the turn in their last 50 yards. Casey Cronin about a second lead with 50 to go.
Boy, I'll tell you, Casey Cronin does not give up his title easily. Year after year, Niles Madison going to battle with Casey Cronin, and he just refuses to give way. And right now, you can see him fighting with Niles Madison, tooth and nail. This is, once again, could be another record, Peter.
It's a sprint to the finish. Casey Cronin has about a shoulder-length lead. Casey Cronin will reach for the wall and touch first, and a new meet record of 155.51. Niles Madison also had beaten the previous meet record of 155.86. Once again, Casey Cronin takes the individual medley here at Attleboro High School. And what a race, Art, right down to the wire.
It's just amazing where Casey Cronin reaches down. We've seen it for 4 years now that he's won this event, and Niles Madison probably was the pre-race favorite. We mentioned that he had done a 156. Casey Cronin, I think his best time this year is around a 158. Actually, 158.92, so that's the best he did this year, and he comes down with a 155. Tremendous swim by Niles Madison, but Casey Cronin with the mental toughness to hold off Niles Madison, and congratulations to Casey Cronin.
Swimming in lane 3 from Classical, Wes Peck. Swimming in lane 4 from Cumberland, Joe DePerry. Swimming in lane 5 from Cranston East, Kerry Hem. Swimming in lane 6 from Bishop Feehan, Casey Cronin. Swimming in lane 7 from Bishop Hendricken, Paul Armstrong. And swimming in lane 8 from Bishop Hendricken, Joey Began. Mr. Starter.
The final heat of the 200-yard individual medley. The best time, personal best. Keep an eye on lane 4, Joe DePerry of Cumberland High School. 0.2 of a second faster than Kerry Hem of Cranston East. The next best, lane 3, Wes Peck.
Interesting event. This is the one that combines all the skills of swimming, and you have to train for your butterfly, for your back, for your breast, and for your free, and that is the order that these swimmers will be swimming in. Interesting to note some of the swimmers in this event. Casey Cronin, only a freshman at Bishop Feehan High School, and you could hear the cheer from the crowd because he is part of that USS swimming, and a lot of kids know him. But the kid that you mentioned in lane number 5, Cranston East, this is somebody that is a sophomore at Cranston East. He is over from South Korea, and he is training for the Olympics for South Korea. And once again, the Olympic team and the Olympic standards in South Korea are a lot different than they are here in the United States. But that is what he is doing, is training for the Olympics. And you can see he's up against some of the faster kids, and some of these faster kids are able to stay right with Kerry.
Right now, the leader, Joe DePerry of Cumberland High School. A time of 58.67.
Breaststroke coming in, and they have officials at each end of the pool because they have to make a specific turn on each one of them, whether it's the backstroke, the breast, or the butterfly. In the freestyle, it's really anything goes, but they have to touch in the breaststroke with 2 hands, keep their shoulders even as they're making their turn, and then turn from there. And something we saw that's interesting and fairly recent is the backstrokers are able to, when they come into the wall, make a flip turn, a regular, like a freestyle flip turn, one leg from the pool.
Excuse me, Arthur. It's Joe DePerry, Casey Cronin, and Kerry Hem as we finish the last lap, and Cronin making a move in lane 6. They make the turn, the final length, and it's Casey Cronin. what a strong last one.
Yes, this kid is only a freshman.
Casey Cronin in a time of 2:05.46, a personal best by over 2 seconds.
You know, swimming is something that is measured in tenths of a second. To have a personal best, or if that's his best this year swimming for Bishop Fee, that is an incredible swim. And as we mentioned, they are not to the taper portion. And one of the things that's important as far as these kids, and we mentioned it in high school swimming, is certainly it's nice that he got the personal best. He wanted to get the first for his team, and it doesn't matter if you win the event, because the top 12 finishers are going to score points here for all the various teams.
Freestyle relay. Swimming lane 1, East Providence. Swimming lane 2, Cumberland. Swimming lane 3, LaSalle. Swimming lane 4, Bishop Hendricken. Swimming lane 5, Bishop Fee. Swimming lane 6, Cranston East. Swimming lane 7, Tolman, Mr. Starter.
The personal best, Bishop Hendricken in lane 4, which is a 5-second personal best advantage over Bishop Fee High School. Then it's LaSalle Academy in lane 3. So the middle lanes, 3, 4, and 5, the lanes to watch in this race. Casey Cronin will be swimming the first leg for Bishop Fee High School. Next into the pool for Bishop Fee will be John Traversi.
Once again, this is neck and neck between the two schools, and Bishop Fee has done a good job. Bishop Hendricken has been a powerhouse in Rhode Island swimming. Fee, a relatively young program, and Traversi doing a great job there for Fee right now.
The third leg, and the swimmers are in the pool. Kevin Coswell will be swimming for Bishop Fee High School. Alex Blanchard for Bishop Hendricken High School, and Hendricken with about a half body length lead, actually extended to a full body length lead now.
This should be interesting because look who's coming up for Fee right here, Finucci, excuse me.
Steve Finucci.
Finucci,
there you go, all right. And Mark Dillon. And Finucci has a length and a half to catch up. And that is certainly a lot to ask for. It will be Mark Dillon and Bishop Hendricken taking first place. Bishop Fee and Steve Finucci finishing second. Big battle for third place here. It's going to come down to, I believe, lane 6 and Cranston East with an upset. Because as I mentioned earlier, LaSalle Academy had the third best personal record coming in, or third best personal best coming into this race. And a nice effort by Cranston East, finishing third and upsetting LaSalle Academy for that number 3 spot.
59.76 seconds. Last year's champion, Robert Schotter of Bishop Hendricken, finished in a time of 103.4.
Schotter is in lane 5 right now. He has competed against the gentleman in lane 6, actually since they were 8 years old. Casey Cronin and Robert Schotter have gone head-to-head for a number of years, and they even in Rhode Island swim for 2 different clubs. The East Providence Boys Club is where Casey Cronin started, but right now Robert Schotter had swam for the Squid, but now he is, the Cass swim team, and is now swimming for the Squid.
Right now it's Casey Cronin and James B. Cronin in lane 6. B is in lane 4. He is the one with the red cap. And it's Cronin touching the wall first, I do believe. 1 length of the pool to go. Casey Cronin, who last year excelled in this meet, is about to win this event as well. Unless B can come up with a late surge, he will not. Cronin will touch the wall in a time of 101.95, and that would have smashed last year's champion, Robert Schotter, who finished in a time of 103.4. Casey Cronin, I don't know if it's this pool art or what, but he just excels in this meet.
Yeah, he definitely excels in this meet, and two great swims. Casey Cronin, now a double winner. He's joining David McGovern, who is also a double winner here today. But once again, a tremendous swim by Casey Cronin. And once again, it's the competition that pushes you. Swimming in a dual meet, that's something, but he's got a lot of kids. Certainly when we see the basketball games, a lot of these kids know each other at the basketball level. Leland Anderson for Attleboro High School, he knew Lamb from East Boston, and that's something that really helps. You really want to excel in front of your friends and show that you can beat them. And Casey Cronin doing it twice already here today.
Casey Cronin finishing first, James B. finishing second. Third place goes to Robert Schotter. Fourth place goes to Patrick Dunn. Fifth place to lane 3, Mike Rochette. Sixth place, lane 2, Adrian Finley. Seventh place, lane 1, David Merkel. And in this heat, finishing in 8th, Mike Greenwood of Cumberland. ICTV8 and Cable 27 Sports presents the MIAA's Division II State Championship Baseball game. From Fenway Park in Boston, the Auburn Rockets take on the Bishop Ian Shamrocks. Hi everyone and welcome to Fenway Park. Peter Gay along with Art Chase will be calling all of the action for you today as the Bishop Ian Shamrocks take on the Auburn Rockets in the Division II State Championship. Art, great to win this ball game, but it's great just being here.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is a shrine, and everybody talks about that they want to tear Fenway Park down, but, you know, there's not much parking. The bathroom facilities are terrible, but it's still Fenway Park, and I'll tell you, it's the greatest place, and what a thrill for the kids. I mean, it's a thrill for us to be doing the game at Fenway Park, but for these kids to be actually out there and to see the Green Monster and to be up there at the plate, that's just incredible.
We are actually located in the visitors TV booth, Channel 68 booth, a couple booths down, Red Sox radio booth right next door. Shamrocks are the visiting team today, so it only makes sense that we're in the visiting booth. They are visiting the home team, the Auburn Rockets. Art, this Auburn team, undefeated, 24-0. They're solid.
Yeah, they really are. They're a solid team, and they're very much like Bishop Fien. You will see them at the plate. They take their cuts. They put some runs on the board. This is a team that scored almost 300 runs on the season. But no team gets far unless they have good defense, and that's exactly what we're going to see from Auburn and Bishop Fien today. And you don't get that far unless you have good pitching, and both teams have good pitching as well. When you get to the state tournament, you also need good backup pitching. You need to have your second man win some games. Both teams have been able to do that. We've seen so many teams through the years that have a great number one pitcher, but he can't pitch every game, and with these rain delays, that's going to play an important factor, and Bishop Fien and Auburn as well have done a good job with their number two pitchers. However, today, on 2 days rest, it is amazing. Both teams are going with the number one pitchers who have only had 2 days rest, and actually that should be a key factor today because you don't know who's going to perform under 2 days pressure, and maybe we'll see both of the pitchers get knocked out in the first or second inning, but whoever can be the stronger of the two pitchers, that might make the difference.
So it's the Shamrocks versus the Rockets, the Division II State Championship game. We'll have the first pitch after this. Hello everyone and welcome to the MIAA's Division II State Championship baseball game. The Bishop Fien Shamrocks versus the Auburn Rockets. And we are already underway. They are actually starting this ball game 4 minutes earlier. Peter Gay, Art Chase, Colin Cronin leading off the baseball game for the Shamrocks with a hit out to right center field. So Colin Cronin starts this one off with a bang. The Bishop Feehan Shamrocks with their leadoff hitter Cronin on first base. And Art, the Shamrocks have been hitting. Brian Gibbons has said that time and time again. Doesn't matter how many runs they give up, they are scoring a bunch.